This is crazy. This week we are exploring the San Rafael Swell, and wow, what are we getting into? Check out the pictographs up there.
Oh, what is that? It's like a person with a horse, maybe?
There's a bunch of handprints up there, kind of like if my dad had poured concrete and let us put our hands in it as kids, and then a whole bunch of other stuff.
It's like they're counting the days or something.
Yeah.
Here I go again, straight up out the motel. Hop my guitar out of a pine shop jail. If I quit, I'll miss a rolling the dice. Couldn't pass up the red beans and rice. Singing, oh my, my. See them girls shake their ass underneath the sunrise. Oh my, my. Taste the sugar on the lips underneath that moonlight.
We gotta come up this way. That is a no-go. Good thing is, we can keep going. We're really wanting to punch our way all the way through this canyon if we can, because around every corner there's just something like mind-blowing. But I'm having to get out every now and then on some of these tight sections just to make sure that we're not gonna get into something that we can't turn around or back out of. Because it is getting tight, but still good for a while. It looks like that canyon goes for quite a bit. I thought this was the end of the road, but there's a chicken out that goes around here. The canyon is starting to open up back there, so we'll see if we've maybe reached the end of it. And we gotta find somewhere to camp.
Well, I'm taking my chances, I'm taking my sins. Going down the hill and walking all around again. Watch them fall, watch them rise up to the sky. 100 miles an hour across the river to the other side. Oh, my, my. See them girls shake their ass underneath the sunrise. Oh, my, my. Taste the sugar on the lips underneath that moonlight.
We made it through that canyon, and that was awesome. That's definitely one of the favorite 4x4 trails I've ever been on. We could camp here, could keep going also. This road goes for miles and miles and miles, and it just kind of goes out into the desert. But it is getting a little late, and we had our sights set on a hike tomorrow, so I think we're actually gonna turn around, go back to the canyon, and head to a campsite closer to that hike so we can get an early start in the morning. Made it to camp. Let Wes do his thing. Yard sale. Even got a little table.
So we're about 40 minutes south of where we were up at Black Dragon Wash, just outside of Goblin Valley, but still very much in the San Rafael Swell. And if you're not familiar with what the swell is, a little bit of history. Over 60 million years ago, there were some tectonic plates that had a massive shift and created this huge upheaval of sandstone and other rock. And then over the years, with wind and water and all sorts of other erosion, it has created this massive area that has all sorts of slot canyons, big canyons, washes, and just really, really, really beautiful colors and layers of rock throughout. It's a big area for outdoor recreation here in Utah, but it is kind of, I think, Utah's best kept secret. There are so many places that you can explore that are totally off the beaten path here. And today was a good example of one that we had no idea even existed. So that was really cool to stumble upon it. For now, we're going to get some dinner going. Tonight, we have a recipe that was sent in from a Patreon. We are going to try out his chili recipe that has a little secret ingredient in it that some of you might find pretty interesting.
When we were younger, we thought everyone was on our side. Then we grew a little and romanticized the time I saw flowers in your hair. It takes a boy to live, takes a man to pretend he was there. So then we grew a little and knew a lot, and now we demonstrated it to the cops and all the things we said. We were self-assured, 'cause it's a long road to wisdom, but it's a short one to being ignored.
Gonna add some tomato sauce. We're bringing beans back to chili. And the secret ingredient to this recipe is supposed to be paste salsa, but I couldn't pass up the 505.
And I hope it's not too late, 'cause you're so attractive and the way you move.
Hold it.
All of it,
I won't close my eyes.
This is 505 mild salsa. Still not sponsored. It's okay. Gonna go in for a little taste test. That looks good. Wearing my face off. Dude, that is so good. Oh my gosh. This is a keeper.
Yeah? Got new bowls too.
Got new bowls. Oh, babe. That is so good.
Let's see. How do you want to do this?
Let's see. It's thick.
It is. We didn't do the exact recipe. We cut down a little bit because
There's only two of us.
we're team no leftovers here.
Although,
There might be leftovers.
I'm thinking I'm going to want leftovers of this. I just tasted the sauce.
Good?
Good.
All right.
I'm actually going to take this off.
Let's go eat.
True taste test. That was so good. Thank you so much for the recommendation, Terry. I ate it all. No more leftovers. Kind of sad about that. Getting packed up here at camp. There's a hike just a little bit down the road from here. We wanted to do it last year, but we couldn't park because the parking lot was full. So hopefully this year we can go hike this really cool slot canyon. Wow, this is day and night compared to last year. There are only 2 other cars in the parking lot. Last year, people were parked on the side of the road, and then you get to thinking, well, we could find somewhere to park, but then you're sharing a small slot canyon with 50, 60 people. That didn't sound fun, so I think today's gonna be pretty awesome. Well, it looks like we can go as far and get as squirrely as we want, but since we're bringing Wes, we'll probably just go as far as he is capable of before we turn around. It's still gonna be a pretty awesome day.
After about a half a mile from the trailhead, walking through a fairly large wash, we are at the entrance to the Slot Canyon. I am so excited for this one. And there's no one here.
Wes leads the way. It just got really breezy out of nowhere, almost like there was a dragon up this canyon sucking in all the air.
Having this canyon to ourselves on such a bright blue day is such a treat. If we didn't mention, we are at Little Wild Horse Canyon, which is just outside of Goblin Valley, and we were here probably like a month later last year. It's the first part of March right now, March 3rd. Last year I think we were here at the end of March, and it was so packed, and this is just, I mean, it's a Wednesday, but wow, what a treat. I think Wes likes slot canyons.
He's having fun.
It's been a minute since we've been in a slot canyon like this, and they're so fun. If you've never been in a slot canyon like this, they're highly addictive, but stuck. Highly addictive because, oh, Wes, hold on, buddy. There's just like stuff around every corner. It's so freaking cool.
I think this is the end of the line for Wes. It's starting to get really narrow off camber, and it's sandstone, so it's gonna start to wear on his paws. He's sliding around, so we're gonna call it before he does wear through his paws, and then I have to carry him out with my harness. But so beautiful here, so awesome. Glad we did this. I can't believe there's still hardly anyone in this parking lot.
Before we left Moab and headed out to these really remote sections of Utah, we made sure to stock up on some fresh food, because when you're out here, grocery stores can be really few and far between, and we didn't want to have to just live off of gas station or convenience store food. That may or may not have happened last year. Which is why I am so excited that we have the ICECO APL 35 dual zone freezer, where we can store a lot more fresh food to keep us sustained when we're headed out on some of these longer backcountry trips. I'm also excited to say that ICECO is today's video sponsor. For being a dual zone freezer, it's still super light and compact at only 32 pounds, and it's got this sleek all aluminum corrosion resistant build. Inside you've got 27 liters of storage on the larger side and 8 liters on the smaller side, and we absolutely love that you can program either side to be a fridge or a freezer, so you can either have the larger one be the freezer or the smaller one, or the whole thing can be a freezer or a fridge if you'd like it to be. You can do all of that right from your phone on the app, and we can also monitor it like when we're in the front of the van and it's in the back to make sure that it's running at the right temperatures. For cooling, it's got a premium nano compressor which can take it from 77 to 32 degrees in just 11 minutes. And the compressor is imported from Germany and backed by a 5-year warranty. We also have to say, after using both types of fridges, like the standard one that opens from the front versus the ICECO that opens from the top, we actually prefer this type a lot more because you can see in in there without having to get down on your hands and knees like we do for our other fridge. If you're interested in this cooler or any of the others in the ICECO line, scan the QR code here, or we'll also have a link in the description. And it also happens to be their anniversary, so they're running some really great sales right now. Thank you again to ICECO for sponsoring today's video, and thank you for using the link. It really does help our channel out. Now let's go make some sandwiches.
We're back in the van. I checked Wes's paws. We're good. There's no hot spots. None of his pads are messed up. He's a happy boy. My buddy. And I did mention earlier, we have a harness for Wes. Whenever we go hiking with him, we bring this with us. He's a senior dog. You just never know when something's going to happen, especially in something like a slot canyon. So we got this for peace of mind. Hopefully we never have to use it. Backstory, when Wes was about 2 years old, we were down in Lake Tahoe on a hike, and he broke 2 of his toes. He jumped off of a dock that was down there. His paw got stuck under where people tie boats and broke 2 of his toes, and I had to carry this sad, wet dog about a mile back to the car. We decided a while back, let's get him a harness. It'd be a lot easier to carry him like a little backpack if something ever happens to him. But you're a wonder dog. Like, you're pretty tough, huh? No more broken toes for you.
Still got some sourdough bread left over from the other day, so I think it is time for some sandwiches.
Let's see if there are any more cool hikes nearby.
Nice. Such a cool area, huh?
I love it down here. Wow, thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Homemade sourdough sandwich? Perfect. Thank you. We're headed to our next spot, but Gertie's starting to act up. I have a feeling it is the EGR valve again. So usually when it starts to act up like this, it basically goes into limp mode, but there's no check engine light. It just won't get above 3,000 RPMs. It's really sluggish. So I'm gonna turn it off, turn it back on again, and hopefully it's not limp mode anymore. And I think what I'm gonna have to do is the next time we buy a like an AutoZone or a Napa, yeah, now the power's back, an AutoZone or a Napa or something, I'm gonna get an EGR valve gasket and some cleaner, and I'm gonna clean that sucker out myself so we don't have to deal with the you-know-who dealership until we need the next service done. So girl's limping again. Gonna do the old turn her off, turn her back on. Unfortunately, even if I did want to go back to a dealer, our closest one is gonna be Phoenix, it's a long way away, or Vegas. And I don't really want to go to the Vegas dealer. Try to do it myself. Because last time we dealt with this, the dealership had Gertie for about a week. They wouldn't communicate with us, and it ended up being the EGR valve. And that's what I told the service center too. So I'm really gonna try not to deal with them, but I'm gonna have to pull over here in a second. Fire her back up. Huge difference. It's more annoying than anything.
We made it down to a spot. We had our ice set on, but unfortunately the Colorado and Lake Powell are so low this year because it's just been a really dry winter that most of the shoreline access spots are actually closed. So we just got to a spot we were planning on camping at, and it says no vehicles beyond this point, shoreline access closed.
So we just keep heading on down that road.
What time is it? 4:19? 4:19. Still nowhere to camp tonight.
It's okay.
We'll find something. We'll find something.
This is a pretty cool spot. Little gnarly getting here, so we're gonna walk up the road just a little bit more, make sure there isn't something maybe even better, but I'd be cool calling this home for the night.
Yeah.
We could keep going. Maybe we'll send the drone up and see if there's something else back there, but I'm perfectly happy where we're at.
It's getting late too.
It is.
We could drive around for hours.
I mean, we have been. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's really hungry.
It's 5 o'clock. It's dinner time.
He's not gonna put up with much more. Big day, huh, buddy? Man, it got dark out quick. It's been a long day, long fun day. But we're gonna put up the shades, make some dinner, and probably call it kind of an early night. Let's eat. Easy chicken Caesar salad for the win. We've got a little bit of a change of plans. We were really wanting to hang out in this area. I've never been here before. It's beautiful, it's vast, there's a lot to explore out here. But with Gertie's issues happening, we think the safe bet is to change our route, go into the town of Page so I can get some parts, hopefully take care of this issue so we can keep moving on. We really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing, give it a thumbs up, hype, and we'll see you on the next adventure out there. Bye! So this has gotten a little interesting. We're still gonna do it ourselves. Do we go to the dealer? We don't know when we're gonna actually be able to get the parts. Hi, I'm calling to check on a status of the part I ordered from you guys yesterday. Well, things didn't quite go as planned. I was putting the EGR valve back in the van. I was actually torquing the bolts down to the recommended specs, and